In today's video, we are discussing grip tape. Not just any grip tape, but a great brand new local company called GlockGrips.com. Now, for full disclosure, they reached out to me and said, hey, we like what you're doing and this is what we do. Would you like to review our product? And I'm like, hey, let's do this. I'm always looking for a way to control my guns, have a better grip no matter what, no matter whether it's cold or icy or wet, rain, sweat, it doesn't matter. I want to be sure that my gun is not going to slide around in my hand. Before we get into it, you know the drill. Down in the description below is the link to the merch store. Go pick up your merch. I know the weather is starting to get warm out there, so plenty of t-shirts to pick from. There is a new one that just got uploaded. If you're paying attention to the news, you know how the United States is attacking Houthi rebels in Yemen. So, technically, I guess it'd be Houthi hunting season 2025. Pick up your shirt today. Also, there's links down there for Patreon, locals, becoming a member here on YouTube and getting exclusive stuff. You don't have to spend any money though. All I ask is that you like, share, and throw a comment down there. It really helps with the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Help us grow. Toggle that notification bell. All right, let's get into it. So, company reached out to me. No money has exchanged hands for these reviews. What you're going to get in the mail is you are going to get something that looks just like this. It is custom built for your particular gun. It is all laser cut to fit. There's no guessing. You're going to get the grip tape. You're going to get a little alcohol pad, and you're going to get the instructions on how to install it. I am always putting things on my grips so I can get a better grip. Years ago, we were doing a training and it was kind of rainy out, drizzling, the handgun was getting wet, and I noticed that every time I transitioned and I went to draw, my hand, no matter how hard I was squeezing, as I shot would continually just slipped on the grip, and I did not like that. It was not aggressive enough for me. So that's when I started getting into the habit of putting things like camphor tape on the gun. This really helped me hold on to the gun and control it. The only problem with this is it does wear out. It is rather soft. So you're not getting that like real grip texture to it. But it is definitely going to help you if the gun is wet. Now, it does wear out relatively fast, and I have to constantly, that's why I have a roll of it, put new grip tape on it, new camphor tape. There's got to be something out there. I know I've seen people put these rubber grips on and this and that, but when GlockGrip.com reached out to me and said, hey, you're going to love this product, I figured, why not? I'll throw it on the gun and I will run it through its paces. So first, let's get into the installation. These were pretty easy to install. They are laser cut, and all you do is pop them right out and then line them up, stick it down, and it's not going to be adhered like super grippy right at this point. So even if you kind of bollocks it up a little bit, you're going to be able to pop it right off, reposition, and put it right back on. It's only after you hit it with a heat gun and you get it nice and warm, and you get that adhesive nice and gooey, and then you clamp down on your grip. I wore gloves because I got mine nice and toasty warm. I clamped down on it with the grips in my gloves, and I squeezed, and I held it till it kind of cooled off, and now it's on there, and it's not going anywhere. So if you don't have a heat gun, you can pick one up at Harbor Freight. They're relatively cheap. I think the one I have is like 20 bucks. So there's no excuse, guys. Heat guns are pretty damn cheap. Just go to Harbor Freight. If you're going to be using a heat gun for a lot more things, go somewhere else. All right. So there are two types of grips available. The first one is the all-encompassing. So as you can see, the grip tape goes all the way down. It's on the back strap. It's on the finger grooves. And it's going to go all the way down the other side. These are cut for each gun. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. You're going to have to order the specific make and model for the firearm, because the Glock 43X and the Glock 19, yes, they're identical, but the 43X is a lot thinner, so technically it's going to be a smaller laser cut grip tape versus this one's a little more going to be a little more thick. So the second one we have, this is the Glock 19. So instead of having it all the way around, this one is just on the back strap and just on the finger grooves. So whether it's a Gen 3, Gen 4, you get those little markings there, but on Gen 5s, it is completely smooth. So this will definitely help you hold on to your Gen 5 way more. So you can see by the footage, Mrs. Guru and I went to the range, and I got to tell you, my hands did not move. They did not slip. I did not lose tactile grip of that gun. It did not go anywhere, which is a nice change, because far too many times when you're shooting, sometimes you can feel that gun kind of slipping and sliding around in your grip, which means you have to stop shooting, reposition, get your grip back on, and drive it back out. This was not the case. Gun never moved. Carrying it for everyday carry wasn't bad at all. So I carried each of these for about a week, and we went to the range and shot them, and had no problems. The only issue that I really had was while wearing a sweatshirt, when I lifted up my shirt, I had a bunch of fuzzies stuck to this because it was rubbing the inside of my sweatshirt. Nobody cares. I mean, it didn't affect the grip at all. So little fuzzies, I just picked them right off. One of the days while I was carrying these, the weather was actually pretty nice out, and I was able to get away with just wearing a t-shirt and not having to wear a sweatshirt. And I threw on a Glock 43X, carried appendix like I normally do, and I noticed that walking around was not an issue. But as soon as I hopped in my truck and I sat down, the way the gun positioned itself, I did have this material rubbing up against my stomach. That was interesting. It irritated my stomach area because, you know, it's rather sensitive. It's usually covered by clothing, unlike my hands, which are pretty rough and dried out with calluses and things like that. So I would suggest during the summer months, or at least when it's warm out, if you are carrying with these grips, that you would wear an undershirt to protect your skin. Other than that, I really have no complaints. I mean, a little, abrasive rubbing on my tummy. Other than that, it performed exactly as advertised. My hands never moved. I definitely felt like I had more control over the gun than just raw dogging the regular standard grips, because these, I'm sorry, but standard Glock grips are not aggressive enough for me. I prefer something way more aggressive, and I know you can have these ground down and then have a stipple job done and all that, but that's going to cost a lot of money. You've got to dismantle the gun, you got to send it off to be done. All of this, it shows up to your house, you do it yourself, and you're in there. It is inexpensive, and for the amount you're paying, hands down, it is a deal for the amount of control you're going to get out of that gun. So with this training season coming up for spring, and we know we're going to get a ton of rain, we already had a bunch of rainy days already. Summer is going to be hot and humid like always, because this is the Northeast. You're going to take some training courses, and you're going to want to ensure that you have a solid grip on that gun, whether it be a defensive handgun course, or even if it's just a carbine course. You're going to do transitions. You're going to be able to go from your AR style carbine to your handgun and have a solid grip. Just do me a favor, guys. Before you just run out the gates with these grips on, make sure you do a little dry firing, because you may or may not have to adjust how you're gripping your gun. What am I talking about? So for me, for years, when I train to get these out of the holster, I wanted to make sure I was up in the tang as much as possible. So I would grab low here, slide in, grip, and pull, whether it be a static open top holster or even my Safariland. It was always back here, slide it in, grip, and go. Here's what I learned really quick, because I did some dry firing with these, is this grip tape, when you drive down, your hand sticks and there is no sliding up. So you're gonna have to do some adjusting to your draw. So instead of me starting way back here and coming up, I kind of tried to angle for right here into the tang. So instead of coming back here and sliding up, it was more of just right into that tang, grip, boom. Even if I started a little low, push up into it, grip, and come out of that holster. On the Glock 19, same deal. Instead of going back here on the further back on the back strap and gliding up, because your hand will hit and come to a screeching halt, it is not going anywhere. I started coming in, hitting that, grip, and then pull and go. And when comparing it, the grip tape from glockgrip.com to using just old school like camphor tape, nope, never going to use that again, ever. I'm going to just stick to the Glock grips from glockgrip.com, because I am thoroughly impressed with not only the quality of craftsmanship, but how well they actually work. Whether it be regular handed or with gloves on, tried them with both. My hands were not going anywhere. Once I was on the gun, I was sticking to it. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. I wanted to let you guys know about a local company here in Connecticut that's doing great things. So down in the description below is going to be a link to their website. You can go there, order some grips, have them delivered to your house. Of course, if you use promo code GRIP10, you'll get 10% off. I'll have that promo code down in the bottom too. Let me know what you guys think. Hit up the comments. I gotta say, you can purchase grips almost anywhere. But why not help out a local company? That's what it's supposed to be about. All right, we're a tight-knit group here in Connecticut because the state and the vast majority of people are against us. So let's band together and support each other. So I'm asking you, if you're in the need of some grips, reach out to glockgrips.com, get their grips. Don't buy anyone else's, just buy theirs. Support your local 2A businesses. All right, that's all I got for you guys in this video. I hope it was informative. I will see all of you in the next video.